Okay, so update in my journey of following the divine, like meticulously, because this is what's helped me survive, and that's why I think my message is very important for a lot of people. Because when you do learn to tap in and trust and go and in time, right, not back and forth and changing your mind because it throws the timeline and the connection off that they were gonna connect you with, which would have been available for you. So I think that, I'll just keep updating with these messages of my journey. And so what I will say is I haven't updated in a while because it's just been not good sleeping outside. And what I'm going to tell you guys, like, it was another suck-ass night. What I can say is it's just like even the homeless are lonely, and I see them pack up and then a bunch of them be together, but they're like together in very much a low vibe and suffering. And I know that I'm supposed to be out here to set an example. Like, that's how we all are, lead by example. And I think homelessness has gotten a bad face over the years. And so there's some of us that choose to keep ourselves clean, but I ain't really showered in 3 days. But I rinse myself off with water. I fill up where I can fill up, whether it's the library, whether it is a restroom. I do my best to, because I want to be clean, though. I don't have to let myself just waste away. And even though that's kind of hard, because you got to travel around with the drinking water. That's 50 ounces, and then you got to travel around on the other side. I have another one, so it's a lot of weight. My canteens, if you will. The only thing is, this ain't a horse. It's a pole cart, right? And but I look at it as making me strong. And if I look back to when times hit hard for me, I look back. This is when I look back, and I look back at other people's examples or just how life has gone. And look at the old West days. They slept outside in the woods with animals, right? And then whoever is coming along, man, you really at the mercy of their compassion if they're on the dark side or the light, because you can disappear easy, way easier than now, right? And so I hold on to that, and I know that I'm protected because I have in my whole life. Like, things have been crappy. Like, we're gonna go through the duality of life in that sense, but we don't have to be so far on the extreme of the dark spectrum if we don't live on the dark spectrum. Like they say, live by the sword, die by the sword, right? So if you stay protective of energy, well, the divine will generally protect you. I do know that they tell me there's certain situations, don't go into because they can't protect me. And I did have a night the other night where they were really upset at my divine counterpart that's supposed to have been step up. And like, damn, because I had reached a point in my journey where they're like, you are not protected right now. So we can't even, this is part of your journey where it's just you and that person in the physical. We don't even have access to your higher self, but for certain questions. And I was just like, wow. And it was true. It was like I got so used to this path of just connecting to the divine and them giving me like step by step just to condition in me. So I know and feel the energy, the weight of it, the seriousness of it, where I could go wrong, and you got to go through that trial and error to build that relationship. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but it's a lot to be said. So I look back it also helps me feel better, because it's like, man, like my grandmother and what she went through, and my mom, I can sit there and say, dang, at least I didn't have to go through that, and it does give me some strength. So, and listening to the divine, my batteries, my devices have all run out almost, except my phone, 33%, but that'll go real quick. And my twin sister, she had opened the door by sending me $30 to my Cash App and saying, you are loved. And I'm like, it's just interesting. Like, I really had to sit with it before I accepted it, because there's so many other ways to show me love, and what she was doing on my YouTube channel is not love. And really, I felt like, is this just a way to keep me attached for when I do have my abundance? And that's not why I wouldn't not talk to her. It's just the divine has guided me not to. And I see why, because it's like I open the door, I receive the money, tell her I'm grateful for that, you know. And then it's like rehashing the fucking past, the stupid shit, and it's so one-sided. So, anyways, it ran my fucking battery down, my energy, right, in my phone that I need, right? Because she wants to go back and forth with toxicity. And then be like, I'm going to block you. Like I'm feeding her toxicity, and I'm not. But the point is, these people and this energy run your energy, your resources down, and then have the nerve to tell you doing that to them, yet she won't stop texting me. And so I'm just watching my battery go down. I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? Because you guys were telling me I needed it here. And they're like, okay, we're going to send you on a journey. So I go on the journey and, you know, I come to this park, you know, out here. I walk down from that way to here, and I walk all the way over here to this bench, and they have me sit right with this bench. And then look, right here, bam, where you see that lady coming out. So I'm like, oh, is that where I'm going to get my phone charged? And they're like, yes. And I had to sit for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden I see two ladies going in with their lunch, and I'm like, I bet they don't normally do this, but they're gonna do it for me. The divine, this is how they work for us. And so sure enough, I go knock on the door. It's the Salvation Army. I go knock on the door, and you know, I asked her, can you help me? Just maybe you have a solution, and I just want to run my situation by you. And I told her how I have an extra charging bank from the DV shelter. And so she says she doesn't have a cord that will fit that. That's the only reason why I can't use that cord. And so anyways, I go over there. She's, long story short, she says she'll do my phone, but they don't normally do it. So at least I'm going to get some more juice. They're going to charge it for like 30 minutes. And that's my fix, you know, to get on my way a little bit longer till tomorrow when the library opens, because I don't have any cash. I'm finally like tapped of any resource that I had, even the coins that the divine had me hold on to, that they speak to me through. There's a lot of imagery on the quarters and signifying like states of where people that will be like my, I guess, clientele, if you would, who I will channel and read for. And they talk to me a lot through those coins. And, you know, I guess I'll just go buy up a bunch of quarter rolls and they'll all come back to me. But they said to hold on to them, and I held on to them until they said that I couldn't. So even when I had moments of not having finances, I didn't spend the coins. And that's just discipline. So the long story short is, in the divine timing of the walk, and how fast they tell me to walk sometimes they tell me, you know, to run, you know, and it's like, why am I running? But it's to spread good energy to people who are crossing at like an intersection. Or sometimes I feel just for people of Chinese descent that can read this, because there's different dialects and whatnot, and I understand that not everybody reads not all of it's written the same. And all of a sudden I'm standing somewhere like, why am I standing there? And there'll be like a whole group of Chinese people walking by, and I can tell who kind of this caught their eye, and it's probably a symbol to them in their own situation of finding truth and forgiveness, you know. But the bottom line is that's work. You know, people might not look at that as work, but I go where they tell me to go. If they tell me sit or stand, I sit or stand. Someone be like, dang, why? But I get it because I attract a lot of attention and wonder, you know. And for that alone, I'm sure makes people readdress themselves, even with this homelessness, you know. It's giving a new face back, I feel, to homelessness, that, you know, it's not all bad, and we're not all just losers, and we need to like still support each other, because I could be using my laptop, but it's, you know, the battery's down. What's the hurt for someone to let me charge that to be productive in society? At least the library lets us do that, right? And so I don't have money to go to Starbucks and sitting there, you know. I can go at some point and hope to not get kicked out. But yeah, so the message is learn to tap in. So when you are in extreme circumstances, the divine, whoever you call it, God, Allah, Jesus, whoever can guide you, God, Goddess, the many gods, your higher self. Uh, if you tapped into that energy, you can get by until your counterparts start doing what they need to do. And talking to my twin sister, it's like they don't understand the spiritual path because they're not awakened on it. So it's like they think I'm just this crazy woman. Even though when we were kids, she saw ghosts. And she would tell me, and I didn't doubt her. I didn't see none. I didn't necessarily think, wasn't one to really pass judgment really extreme. It's just like, okay, somebody say this or that. I reserve till, I have my own findings or come to my own opinion or understanding. And for her, it was just like, even though she's seen these ghosts and everything, she's sitting there like, I'm unwell. And it's like, you just gotta let it go. And I know what's going on during this time period because with the supermoon, let alone it's just a full moon, it's a time where people release, and it's a time where people then set their intentions, and we're all getting lined up for abundance, and the divine is picking those who work well with community, they care about community, and will take care of the community in the light side. I'm not talking the dark side. I mean, basically, both sides are seeing who will do the work. You dig? And whoever's willing to do the work, man, they get in the abundance on the dark or the light side. But the dark side can only move so far into the light, They can, like my sister, go ahead and give me some restitution of some funds. But outside of that, it's like she's setting herself up with all this aggression. And it's like her perspective, she won't even let me talk about what happened in these circumstances that she's holding on to. And I'm telling you, they're like 2 decades ago. And it's so one-sided. And had the nerve to be like, a comment I made to her, it was like, I get all this scrutiny from you and our sister about the partners that I choose, but I haven't stayed with my partners as long as you guys stay in those unhealthy relationships. And her whole thing is how our partners have been jerks or assholes or bitches, to her. And it's the same on all sides of it. That's not even something I held her hold against her or even try to bring up as like she's a problem because of it. And when I brought up to her though, like I brought up to y'all, I said, but no, your people physically like hurt me, and hers physically hurt me. And yes, we all have dealt with assholes, I'm not holding you accountable for that. I'm holding you accountable for the circumstances in which we found ourselves in because you're chasing tail and chasing sex. And we're not dealing with our sisterhood and uplifting each other. And we're given that opportunity when we're born into this family, this tribe. And as I ascend, I can only share with you my path, but you guys won't even listen. They won't listen to my growth. They want to hold me in this place of what happened so long ago, which they're still not even valid because they're not even letting me speak for myself. And you know why that happens, because people want their truth to reign, which is false, and they're going to silence the truth. So it validates all of their behavior towards you. And there's no growth in that, and that's why the universe separates us from a lot of us from our family and a lot of us from our communities. And that's just where we're going through. So it's not an easy path for those that are tapping into the divine either. There's a lot of scrutiny from those that are not awakened, and even those that are awakening, there's a lot, because a lot of people revert and go back because they don't have the will, or they think they're going crazy because the divine does speak in riddles. And people want to be like, the divine wouldn't do that. Whatever. You've heard of the wrath of God too. People act like the beyond doesn't get mad or make us pay for things. Oh, they do. It's just which side is it on? Because things still happen. As I say, bad things can still happen to good people. There's the ups and the downs and the duality of life. But just take it from me, once you do tap in, it builds you a whole nother type of power, a whole nother type of strength. And for that, you stick with that like a university, 3 to 4 years. Man, you all the power that you need, and then you can work with the divine, you can work with the universe, you can work with the energy, and you're going to take a pay cut. Dang right. If you really want to do what you want to do in life, you look at I've said this before, look at I would assume your Teslas, Einstein, all these, let's look at these inventors, right, we hear about. I'm sure they struggled, but because they had investors, people to invest the money, right, while they birthed the idea. We all need help for the greater good. What did they come up with? Really great things, right, for everybody. But they needed the community or an investor who had the abundance to help make that happen. No, they wasn't going to do it by themselves. It'd be a long path and journey, a hard one to try to do that by yourself. We're not meant to. So, I know that was kind of error, but it's good information. And what I do want to point out though is in my path and journey of meeting the lady who long time ago made the bracelets for her, and I stayed at her house, and she said that the door was always open, but then was like, when you gonna leave, And I feel that was because I wasn't giving into being like when her kids were there, taking over and being their outlet while she just sat in her bed. And also, and watching the next day, I still met her bestie, and her bestie is the one who checks on me and be like, you got some water? Like if I need to go somewhere to go pee, she'll take me if she's around. Well, again, she's why I even have these shorts, okay, that I've worn the whole time. And now she's why I have a belt, just not with me. She went to the Goodwill and got me a belt. I've been holding it up with a hair tie, and I lost the hair tie. So she's struggling, but she's doing what she can to help a sister out. Like, she didn't have to go to the freaking Goodwill and look for a belt for me. I just asked her for a hair tie. And no, I can't stay at her place, but that's not what's working for a situation, and I have mercy for that. I'm not going to sit there and fuss, but she still is trying to step up in ways that she is comfortable with, and it goes a long way. She just took me to the water, to the ocean with her last night. She don't have to do that, and that just means a lot. If I call her, she answers, and promptly, even to say, oh man, I'm doing this, can't do it, and that's how the community needs to be with each other. And respect when someone's just like, nah, it's not my capacity to serve you here, but I'll try here, or I'll do here. And so that's what I'm running into. This lady, they don't normally do that, but guess what? If I was someone else that is dirty, they probably wouldn't have charged my phone. But I keep myself together. I talk with her, sensibly, and she's willing to make a bend a rule. Right? But she bent it for the right person. I'm not going to abuse it. Same thing earlier. I was like hot as hell, and I walk up to this window, it was like a place of service at the farmers market, where you can like turn your EBT bucks into, or get money off your card to turn it into some like EBT bucks, which is like a card, and use it at the market for food or whatever's not hot food. And this window, they're closed apparently, but I went to it, and this lady, I said, could I get some ice, a cup of ice? And she looked at me and she's like, yes, I'll get you a cup of ice. So she goes and gets the ice, but then as I look, there's this little sign on the windowsill on the bottom that says, do not come to this counter and ask for ice. Go inside and pay, but they are closed, right? And she didn't ask me to pay, but I gave her respect. And I said, yo, I did just see this sign. I don't mean to disrespect. I do appreciate the ice because it's really hot out here. And she's like, no problem. So it's like, carry yourself well, and the universe will align you if you listen to the time with the right person that will help you. If I had gone earlier or later, right, maybe I would have sat here and left because I didn't never see nobody. If I had went later, I wouldn't have seen the ladies walk in this door, and I wouldn't have known or even thought, let me go to this door, unless I really listened close and just went on the energetic path of, now here you are. And I've done that too. But I had the opportunity to also see, there's this park over here, and they've got restrooms, right? So a lot that I learned in just that little travel down the street, because I listened to the divine. So, word to the wise and that want to rise, tap in. It's a lot of trial and error you're gonna go through, like anything else we do out here in life. But it's the biggest investment you can make for yourself, is to tap into the divine, whatever you call it. We don't need to argue about if it's Jesus or Jesus's blood saved us or whatnot. If you're walking in righteousness and light, you're gonna be protected. But you also have to tap in to know where you don't go, where they can't protect you. Because there are areas and situations and timing they won't be able to protect you because of free will of other people. And if you don't listen to their timing, well, your circumstances may not work out as efficiently or effectively or at all. So, I leave it there. Y'all want to learn to tap in, I can really start showing y'all how to tap in. But if you guys want to keep distracting yourselves and live a life of mediocrity, well, then that's what you're probably going to do. And if you like that, well, fine. But, man, I'm at the stage of my life that I'm trying to enjoy some other things and bliss on a whole nother level. And I don't think many people are in their bliss. They're just surviving and they're existing, and they're finding quick, rich schemes to hurry up and try to get money. There's other forms of energy that work for us other than money. Money can be really powerful to get us out of circumstances, but you might run into the same like energy from people in another place or space and time. But what I will say too is, my last couple nights at the library, I've been able to sleep until the morning. I wake up, a couple times because it's hard sleeping on the concrete, but at least I'm not being as disturbed. And I think I was getting at that earlier. It's just like, even the homeless, like people, they're coming up and you can vibe, they're not like coming up to harm. They want a friend though, and they want to see if I was one of their friends, to feel safe on the street, and for that they roam at night, because they don't want to get caught slipping, I would say. And so yeah, I leave it there because I'm done talking. And I hope y'all are learning something along the way. Yeah, I'll say peace, love, so much love and blessings all over you guys. Nobody else is projecting that for you. I am. Take care.